Well, it's been a slow year in motorcycling. Many models are delayed or cancelled altogether, factories are behind in production, supply chains are disrupted, and motorcycle shows are a thing of the past, or have been for well over a year. But there may be a headlight at the end of the tunnel because there seem to be a lot of motorcycles coming down the pipe for next year, especially in the adventure segment. If you're in the market for an ADV bike, you may want to wait until the EICMA motorcycle show in November comes and goes before you make your purchase decision. There may be something introduced there for the 2022 year that catches your fancy more than what's already on the market. So let's take a look at some of the bikes that are coming our way for sure, as well as some that may be a bit further into the future. And as always, if you're enjoying these videos, please support the channel by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. First, maybe the biggest news in adventure motorcycling is that Honda may be bringing back the Transalp very soon. Check out my last video to get the full story on that. But today, let's take a look at some of the other motorcycles that we're definitely getting. The Triumph Tiger 1200 is getting a complete revamp. The old model, which was the porkiest bike in the class, is going on a diet with a whole new engine and chassis. The engine is actually shrinking from 1215cc to 1160cc. This is most likely going to be a retuned version of the engine put into the gorgeous new Speed Triple. Don't expect the Speed Triple's 177 horsepower, but do expect it to be plenty powerful, with that power arriving lower in the rev range than its much sportier cousin. Also, Triumph is claiming a drastic weight reduction while still keeping the shaft dry. Heavily relying on the new engine as a structural part of the chassis has apparently made this bike much lighter. It certainly looks smaller than the previous version. I've heard one claim that this bike is going to be the lightest in class, which is hard to believe given that the Harley, KTM, and Ducati all have the much lighter chain drive. It could, however, end up lighter than the segment-leading GS, which weighs about 550 pounds and is probably Triumph's target. Weight and a high center of gravity have long been the two big criticisms leveled at the biggest Tiger, and addressing those may steal some sales from BMW. Finally, the new bike will feature the T-plane crank first introduced in the Tiger 900, giving the engine a torquier, lumpier character. This configuration is supposed to provide more torque down low, but had been criticized in the Tiger 900 for causing more vibration. We'll see if the lower revving 1200 will solve that problem. An additional piece of news from Triumph is the introduction of the Tiger 660 Sport. And if you're freaking out because this is not a real adventure bike, you're right. It's basically a Triumph Trident with some extra bodywork meant for sport touring and built to take on bikes like the Yamaha Tracer 700 and the Kawasaki Versys 650. Don't worry, Triumph will still build an off-road Tiger around the 660cc motor, but don't expect it to be out in 2022. I'm guessing that 2023 is the earliest they can swing it. Another bike that's likely on the verge of an official introduction is Husqvarna's biggest motorcycle to date, the Norden 901. Husky is just completing a series of promotional videos on that bike, and smart money is on an introduction coming at or before EICMA. If you're dubious about that, you can be forgiven, seeing as the first concept appeared 2 years ago and the original introduction was planned for 2020. However, the pandemic squashed that possibility, and the Norden has been biding its time ever since. The bike is obviously related to the KTM 890 Adventure, utilizing the same engine and frame, but should be a more touring-oriented and luxurious option to the 890 Adventure's more sporty tilt. There are also indications that Husqvarna will offer different versions, one more geared toward the dirt and one for the road, with different wheel sizes and seat heights. The Norden is one of the best-looking adventure motorcycles in the world, and I know that many a Gore-Tex bro is eagerly awaiting this machine. There are more motorcycles coming from KTM and Husqvarna as well, with the 490 parallel twin range already confirmed. There will definitely be a 490 Adventure as seen in the leaked plans, and more recently some Husky documents have also been leaked which appear to show a 501 Norden. Don't expect these bikes to be introduced by November though, as Bajaj Motors, KTM's Indian partner in charge of producing these bikes, is just right now in the process of building the factory. Expect the 490 Adventure sometime in 2023 and a 501 Norden later than that. Fall is always the most exciting time in the motorcycle industry as the new models get unveiled. We will see the Triumph Tiger 1200 and the road-oriented Tiger 660 Sport very soon. We'll also have the Norden 901, and may see a new Transalp as well. As for the 490 Adventure, Norden 501 and Tiger 660 Adventure will have to wait. If there's anything else on the way right now, it's being hidden well because I've heard no inklings of it. So which bike are you most excited about? I mean, they're all nice, but that Norden. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and happy adventures. 2022 will be a good year.
If you're interested in any of the gear that Brooke and I wear or use, or the camera equipment we use to film this channel, the links are below. Everything listed there was bought with our own money, and we are not sponsored by any company. However, the links below are affiliate links, and the channel is paid a small amount for referring you to shop at no additional cost to you. We do not recommend any products that we are not satisfied with ourselves, but we do strongly urge you to do your research and select the correct size for items like helmets and clothing. As always, thanks for watching, your support is greatly appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And whatever you ride, enjoy it. Wave at other bikers no matter what they're riding. We're all part of a brotherhood and sisterhood. Keep the rubber side down, shiny side up, and may the spokes be with you.